Tonight it's about 78 degrees, winds blowing out of the southwest. It feels like it's getting up to 7 knots, which is at the high end of the forecast, and I hope that it builds from there.
The race, the marks are going to be Windward mark is number 3.
This time, the course was set at 2:30. The wind moved to the right a short while ago. The mark was set, and the upwind course is set. West is out there at about a mile. I did not hear it on the radio, but that means it's supposed to probably go around twice. And there's not a lot of breeze at the moment. They'll get a start, but there won't be a lot of action. But there does appear to be more breeze offshore. There is a current pushing everyone to the right, and the wind itself is forecast to go right at the end of maybe after sunset. So there may be some energy to move to the right anyway. That will be the norther that has settled in with this cold front as of earlier today. So right now we're getting the ocean breeze, and later on tonight we'll get the land breeze. How much that will affect the race is always hard to tell. Cathexis is ahead of the group moving down the line. I don't know if she plans to make a start here, but it kind of looks as though, timing being the way it is, she's going to give it a try. There's a clutch of boats at the committee end, and that's a Class 1 start with Spec ahead and to leeward of Tenacity, and that is to say that Tenacity is no immediate threat to Spec, but Tenacity's got an enormous potential for speed, and sooner or later, even though Spec's start was much better than Tenacity's, Tenacity has the potential to motor down and give those guys a little harder. Habanero is just crossing the line at the boat end, and does not show a great deal of speed right now. The fleet is spread out. There's not the bunching that we saw last week. We'll see how it works out going up the leg. Participant and Ishkuda, two boats that are close in points, are also working up the right side, if you will. They haven't really committed, but they had a decent start, and unfortunately, participants seems to be underpowered at the moment, and that may be due to a hole, or who knows. Tenacity is on the hunt. They are falling into Spec, actually, instead of going up and over them. Tenacity seems to be falling down in Spec's wake. Meanwhile, Participant took a clearing tack, crossing Habanero way ahead, and that would be better than staying in Ishkada's wake, but unfortunately what they did is sailed out of this building breeze that is moving down from the west. So they will be longer in the weak breeze, and depending on the direction of that new breeze, it'll be a lift for them when they tack. But at this point, Tenacity is really in a header, and Spec seems to have lifted up on the left side and has speed going away. So the boats following Tenacity seem to be in much more of a header than they are right now. So Tenacity sailed into a lift on the left side. Meanwhile, we have a Class 2 start, and there are 3 boats in it. There are 2 other boats approaching. I don't know if they intend to race, but the lead has been taken by Scotch Flyer, and the other 2 are not quite grounded yet. That is, not quite started yet. Had already made that move and come over here, and for a time opened up something of a commanding lead over Tenacity. Tenacity has tacked back. It is now on a port tack for the mark, and Spec, as you can see here, appears to be having good speed in this area where the wind, there is enough pressure to move Spec along. But as we know, Tenacity can build an enormous amount of speed at a next to no breeze. And just for the heck of it, even though Spec looks closest to the upwind mark right now, and Tenacity is out there right in the middle of the frame. If we know Sam Fuller, he will try to make something of that position and close on Spec. And all it will take is a little header here, which will be a header for Bill Klein and a lift for Tenacity. And those 2 boats are going to end up at the upwind mark pretty close to each other. And there is Tenacity now. They have picked up some breeze over on the left side of the course. And they are going to be close. And just as was the case in race 12, Tenacity has overstood out there on the port lay line, is easing the jib. You can see that the skirt is quite full, and they are roaring to the mark. So a good tack will get Spec in there, hopefully. Clear of Tenacity, and now they were a little slow getting trimmed in there, and suddenly they just burst to speed. And Spec rounds first. there was one night when participant wants to be in this company, it is tonight. They're point leader for the season, and they looked pretty sad about 10 minutes ago. They are now tacking for the upwind mark. That would be third round. Unless Archangel gets in there, and it kind of looks as though Archangel's going to be there on board. Now, let's see what they do. And some places they call that tacking. It's nice to see cathexis in the hut. Sunshine Daydream. Ishkuda, a usual contender, starting slow, but they will build speed and they will be back. So the boats on the right overstood quite a bit, or excuse me, on the left overstood quite a bit. Spec has built good speed out on the starboard jibe, and given this breeze they could stay there for a while before making the move. Tenacity and Spec were moving out on the right, and there came a wrap for Spec, and something happened, and they had a bit of, they were just sort of verklempt, couldn't get it going. But what has happened is that Tenacity has sailed wide on its side of the course, that is on the port jibe, and despite the fact that Spec slowed down, they had a wrap, they seem to have ended up on the inside of this lineup and still ahead of Tenacity, because very well sailed all season long, very steady starting and tactics, and they never say die. Boy, this boat is really well sailed. Spec is driving for the mark. No Tenacity. Cut that. Tenacity is tied for the mark. And they are dropping at the same time. So that spinnaker is in the water, maybe. That is going to be very slow. Meanwhile, Spec has their jib swung on the new tack. That is on the upwind port tack. And they will jibe into it. The spinnaker drops on deck, and they have the sail ready to go. A jib that is on the right tack and trimmed well. Now the breeze has gone to the right here, so the beat to the finish will pass where I am here. From the back we have Arbitrage, Habanero, Cathexis. Archangel's getting its kite down well early this time, and so is Cathexis, but Cathexis is wrapped, so they will likely add to the scrum at the mark coming up. Another scrum at the Windward mark. Lexus is in the way. Archangel is ahead. Arbitrage is having trouble. Habanero has sailed past the mark. Tenacity just had a jib failure. Yeah, they took it down for the open sea. Seconds ago, we had Tenacity really moving quite fast. Something happened there. I think it was hard or something. They are taking is, and they've got their nav lights on, and they're going in the night. Parker has just been lifted in his position as well. Looking for a little bit more of a lot of speed, really nailed this shift and took it right to the bitter end. Going far right. dark around here than it seems. Looking at this video. Participant on the inside, holding up toilet room. And this is Windward, actually, in class 2. Coming in. It is dark here. Participant is right in the line. They have a wrap, but they'll get it out. Yes, there goes participant. Just jumped out of the water with what's that sail film, and Sunshine Daydream is still not got their kite to dry. Archangel is